Alright, hey guys, welcome back to more Mutiny. Honestly, when I booted up the game again, I really like the soundtrack. I don't know what it is about it, but the soundtrack is really nice. For the first time ever, I might specifically have to go on Steam and make sure I buy it. But anyway, last time, short recap, we got a ship of pirates, kind of. It's a terrible recap, but we're gonna run with it. So I think we're getting ready to leave, or we have left. So let's see what is going on at dinner. It smells wonderful in here. I approve of the uniform too. Most of the crew are squashed around a table in nothing but underwear. Except for Bree, who seems to be doing her best not to look too closely. Wait, what? Why? But why? She's just in a straight up bikini at this point. Aye, Captain. Elizabeth's a great cook. Oh god, there she's gone. The cook in question gives a bashful aw shucks before going back to a little stove. A pot sits there, bubbling merrily and smelling wonderful. Is going to sit over here? I don't see why not, though I suspect I'm a little overdressed for this table. The moment Grace starts slipping off her coat, the poor little dog girl yips, waving her hands and blushing. No, that's okay. Not for the first time today, and I doubt, sadly for the last time, I don't follow. Bree's the next to speak up, clearing her throat. The old captain made quite a few ridiculous requests of us. She spares a tiny peek at the rest of the table before finding something very interesting in the bottom of her bowl. Apparently, comfy time dinner is a habit that's actually stuck around. Except for with you, it would seem. She's probably just worried she can't size up. Oh, no, that's rude! That's rude! Wow. I mean, that's not very nice at all. The Sphinx girl gives... Oh, is that what she is? A Sphinx? Okay, that's different. The Sphinx girl gives a toothy smile, squeezing one of her own perky cups, which earns a giggle of amusement from the fairy. Oh, she's... Wait a minute, she's just straight up naked! Oh, I'm gonna have to edit that. That's not very nice, fairy. I feel like that might have been an oversight. Or maybe not. Anyway. Really? 'Cause hers look larger than yours. They most certainly are not. Now, girls. You're all very attractive. I'm not a size queen, and I'm not even particularly choosy when it comes to variety. What's that about size queen? Sweet googly moogly. Finally found the effort to move around then. Oh, wow, this episode has just got off to a very fast start. Jeez. She has lots of abs. Many abs. The towering, impressively stacked form of a bear girl fidgets in a surprisingly bashful manner. Yes. Oh wait, is this Angelica? Oh yeah, it is. Yes. Sorry for not showing up early, Captain. I'm Angelica. Wow. That's fine, dear. Come, grab a seat. Gathering her composure, Grace pats on an open spot. Much to her surprise, the chair doesn't protest beneath Alicia's. Wait, what did I just call her? It's actually more like Alcina. So Alcina's bulk when she takes a seat. She's careful about her size. Good to know. Where were you before then, Alcina? Sleeping. There's a snort from the other side of the table that would seem to belong to Laura, perched on the shoulder of a dry deer girl. Is that the spider woman? I'm gonna have to edit every time she's in screen now. I like how she's just straight up naked. I like how they fuzzed the bottom but not the top. That's just handy. I was also absent. Who is she talking to? This girl was there, wasn't she? I'm confused. It felt best to keep out of the way. Ladiri, or whatever I called her before. Pleased to meet you. I think I called it just Ray, or Rhea. There's a slight nervous edge to the beautiful spider's voice, and Grace tilts her head curiously. Something I can do to put you at ease. I can also join the underwear party. What? Oh, no. I usually am the one to worry about first impressions. Why? Never mind. Thank you for the food, Elizabeth. Oh, that's my... What did I call her before? I think I just called her... Was it Rhea? Or Ray? I think I called her Rhea. Is already skittering away, twiddling her fingers. Laura lets out a soft eep as she's all but carried away. Pleasure. The moth girl rolls her eyes, filling the bowl with a mouth-watering stew. It's hypnotic to the newly made captain to see Elizabeth's many arms working in unison. The moment the bowl is placed before her, it's consumed with delight. Thank you, Captain. I haven't said anything, but I can tell you enjoy it, which is like, I'm so thankful for. The rest of the meal passes in peace amid a beautiful woman in various states of dress and undress. I'm coming around to this being a captain thing. Once Grace finally finishes eating, seconds and thirds, she returns to her cabin. It's hard to shake the feeling she's being watched until she's back in the confines of her room. She drops down onto the bed and groans. If I stop to think about all this, I might actually lose my tenuous grasp on reality. I could go for curling up with a good... Gray bolts abruptly to her feet again. Crap! I've got to go back to the bar tomorrow. What? So we must still be in port. Say it isn't so. The hat doesn't lie. I'm going to have to call my account closed and ask for my last pay early. Your last pay? You used to be a waitress? A bartender? Thankfully, Bree and Alcina agreed to follow along to help with carrying a few things. Not that they had a choice, but Grace didn't feel like ordering them to do it. No, Bree. Your new captain was my finest, I can't think of an appropriately artistic word for this. I've always rather liked the sound of court sun. But you're... Bree's face has suddenly taken an outrageous red hue. I'm what? But I don't know what I was going with that. I'm sorry. You know, there's no need to be so shy. You could help with my bed with one last send-off. No, thank you. I'll go help Alcina, Captain. There's a barest hint of tenting beneath Bree's dress as she dashes past. Grace blinks in a moment's surprise. Wait, she's huge! Oh, wait a minute. Oh, is this another girl that's got a... I didn't notice. Was there something... Did I miss something? Uh-oh. I think I missed something. I need to know these things. I don't know why I need to know them, but I probably do. The barkeep giggles, leaning on the counter. I'm going to miss you, Grace. Aw, shucks. It's not like you'll never see me again. Where else would I go to drink too much and have an indiscriminate but highly enjoyable sex? Never change. I'll be sure to keep fresh bedding in stock. You know, it is a good idea to keep on coming back here. Don't burn your new crew out. I'll keep it in mind. Thanks, sweetie. I think I've got everything. You're a doll. Thank you very much. The massive bear girl looks uncomfortable with the praise, but she gives a small nod. You've got a lot of books, but your taste seems strange. Don't you make fun of my books. Crew, all hands on deck. I didn't miss that. If you're panicking under there, sure thing. I like you. The fairy giggles. Whistling Fu, Bree, and Elizabeth turn up first. I don't think everybody heard you. Or they were put off by your shouting about dicks. Oh my, I must have misheard. But time out, guys, here real quick. There is no way I'm going to be able to keep up with all these voices. I've already failed from episode to episode, so the voices are going to change. Deal with it. I'm sorry if it's annoying, but there's no way I'm going to be able to keep all these voices in check. But anyway, Fu cheerily places a hand on her crotch. What next? I probably take you away to my room, but more importantly, I have a request. What kind of request? Keep your mind out of the gutter, perv. She physically recoils from the accusation, clutching her dress and turning slightly side on. It's startling to suspect the poor thing is feeling awful pent up. It's a small request, really. I have 2 locations with some pretty probable sources of money. Not far from either, so we don't need to do any planner hopping stuff. This will raise money to make our first crippling loan payment and get the engine fixed. So, what do you need from us? Teach me boat stuff. Boat stuff? No, butt stuff. You know, you can do that, right, Fu? Yep, yes, because, Fu, remember that time when I got, stuck? And it just, oh, that was embarrassing. Oh, boy, you should, oh, I don't know where I'm going with that. I will table that for later this evening. I do actually mean boat stuff, which is why, which way is the stern board? Starboard is a direction, just like port. Bree points to the right and left of the ship respectively, looking a little incredulous. I believe I'm going to need a little presentation. Grace ponders for a little, tapping her foot. When in doubt, books. Books? Of course. I'm hardly just a pretty face. I've seen what there are books. I've seen what you think books are. Those are my private collection. Thank you very much. I read to learn as well. Though I admit I lack boat-related books. Well, there is a rather steamy one about a slave and a captain. A few crew members present stare a curious look between themselves. Try Alcina, but be careful. Last time someone damaged one of her books, they got tied to the mast. Oof, that's the only time I've ever seen her mad. Thanks for the warning, but I'm sure we'll get along just fine. As she walks away, Grace ponders for a moment. She peeks over her shoulder with a coy grin. Say, Fu, would you like to have some fun with me later? Fun? Sure. What kind of fun? I mean, just look at her face. She's like, oh fuck. She's like, no. She's gonna rape Fu tonight. She's like, no, Fu, don't do it. Her tail wags furiously and she bounces on the spot in a way that does interesting things with her chest. Grace smirks, stretching herself out. Boat stuff. Laura bursts into another fit of giggles, scratching Fu's head. Oh, yeah, I'd like that. Just like that. Poor Bree. Leaving Bree to her incredulity, the newly made captain goes hunting for her Ursine crew member with a little extra spring in her step. The sound of soft snoring coming from the crew cabin leads to the slumbering form of Alcina. Grace leads in with a slim grin until her lips are almost level with those of those adorable ears. Hey, Her ear twitches and its owner groans, stretching itself out, sighing and rolling her eyes. Grace all but climbs onto her, nibbling an ear. Jesus. Easy girl. You can't do it when they're asleep. That's pretty sure that's against the rules. Up and at 'em, Captain's orders. Alcina's response is a little more automatic, causing Grace to jump back before she can get bowled over. What? Oh, hello, Captain. Hello, Captain. I don't know why she automatically has a deep voice. You have abs, deep voice. She fidgets uncomfortably, shutting a book that she had resting on her lap. Good morning, sunshine. I'm after books. Her eyes narrow a little bit. I don't have any trashy romance novels. You shut up about my books, or it's the plank for you. I thought we weren't pirates anymore. Exceptions can be made. That actually earns a snicker out of the Eberzidian. She sits up properly. What kind of book would you like, Captain? Any that you have that would teach me about boats, sailing, and captaining. I have a few, but they're quite large, dry books. Don't worry, I'm sure I can keep a short, wet dog with me while I read. Alcina narrows her eyes. I've never had to say this before, but please don't you dare get any semen on my books. Wait a minute, wait. Which one of these two has the dick? Does Grace have one too? Does everyone in this story just have a dick too? What is happening? Oh my goodness gracious. Where's the semen gonna come from? With a slightly reluctant sigh, Alcina gets up and rummages at a chest over by the overflowing with books. After finding a couple, she hands them over. Ooh, wow, heavy. I suspect we're going to be docked here a while longer. Psh, won't take me long at all. Then I can hit the open waters. Alcina doesn't appear convinced, but she shrugs and returns to her previous spot anyway. She stifles a yawn and picks up her previous book, reading again. This one does look a little dry. Oh well. Oh god. I don't know what's about to happen here, but this might not be suitable for YouTube. Fu approaches with a blush, starting to undo her clothes. There's no hiding the way her tail wags with excitement. You're more eager than expected. A cute little thing like you seems like she should be a little more innocent. As long as you come pet me first, Captain. Oh, I don't know if I could actually do this. Like, I knew there was bits of this in this visual novel. I don't know if I could actually read this out loud. This is too painful. Ah, fuck it. Let's keep going. Let's see what happens. God, this is... let's do it! The wagging of her tail begins to approach something like Mach speed, and she climbs into the bed and nestles in, helping to undress Grace too. Her progress slows the moment those doggy ears get a good scruffling. She coos softly, eyes half lidded. now they're just naked now. Okay, so I figured I might as well skip a bit because YouTube just unfortunately really is not gonna like that part very much. So if you want all the dirty details, I mean, you could probably guess Fu's a dog girl, and sure enough, Fu also has a dong, so you could probably guess exactly how they did it, or I mean, use your imagination. If you, I think you can get it if you catch my drift. But might as well skip it because, yeah, that's probably not the most YouTube-friendly thing I've ever read in my whole life. But anyway, they did the deed, as you've guessed, and now we are back after reading the books. Fresh day of promise, Alcina. Your books, enjoy. Already? Grace fights down a depressingly large yawn, nodding. Uh-huh. I am now confident in my ability to get us to a destination without getting us lost or smashing into something. And if any pirates come and get us, I'm pretty sure I can keep us from getting exploded. Reassuring. Regardless of her expression, there is a measure of Alcina that seems impressed. You should be impressed. I was up all night with Fu asleep on my chest while reading that boring stuff. So, I suppose it's time we get ready. Alcina watches with no small amount of interest, brow raised. Uh-huh. Elizabeth. It only takes a few moments and a floofy, poofy moth girl flutters down out of nowhere. Yes, Captain. You looked tired when I saw you there earlier. She hands over a cup of hot coffee, smiling warmly. You are super good at this. That's wonderful. Thank you, dear. Could you please heat up the engine? I'm going to have Laura unfurl our sails, and we've got something important that needs doing. Oh my, we're moving then. That's wonderful. Yep, hop to it. Yes, ma'am. With that resolved, Grace skips up deck, whistling softly. Is there a ferry on deck? Ah, Cap! Oh, coffee! Mine? She has to shield her mug from Laura's probing hands, harumping for a moment. Now, would you be a super sweetie and please unfurl the sails, and then fetch a pot of paint and a brush? We've got stuff for patching those holes. Maybe some paint, too. Why? You see, I noted a terrible issue with the ship. You did? Yes. Have you noticed my ship's name? The Bleak Heart is a bit daunting and piratey. And I mean, it's kind of emo if you ask me. It actually really kind of fits my outfit. So, you know, I kind of like it actually. We're going to rename it before we leave, because that's just not going to work with us. Well, I mean, I named it, but whatever, bitch, if you say so. This is the most gentle mutiny I've ever seen. Does it count as mutiny? The old captain just sort of gave it to me. It's not fair. We didn't get a scream from the top of our lungs, mutiny. Roar! Well, I mean, I just did, I guess, but that doesn't really count. The tiny fairy does an impressive job of screaming at the top of her lungs, and there's a rustling from somewhere on the deck. Who was, probably nothing. It doesn't take long to drop the sails. A soft thrum seems to awaken in the very wood of the ship. By the time Laura's returned with paint and a brush, the rest of the crew are there. Finally time, huh? I'll be excited to be on our way. Yay! My, how wonderful. It's about time. Oh, golly! Grosley, you were just as relaxed about being on the move as the rest of us. Come on, folk. Before an argument something, I clicked too fast. Attention, ladies! Much before her delight, everyone does indeed pay attention. It puts a little wiggle in her rear. I've thought long and hard about this. Oh, come on. Bree grumbles the longer her captain draws out the joke. By which I mean I've spent some moments on whim deciding this. Laura, if you would kindly paint over our old spooky name, this ship is now the Mutiny. Ooh, okay. The fairy scoops up a brush and bucket with a small oomph and its weight. Careful! Oh, please be careful! I'm fine! It's hard not to notice the concern on Laird's face, prompting Grace to quirk her brow, though she doesn't bring it up. For all she knows, it could be personal. Though their worries are short-lived, Laura completes her little job quick as a whip. Oh, wow. I like how she just painted it, but it's actually like in bold, like actual metal lettering, but it's fine. That's really not bad, Captain. Not bad at all. Grace smiles and gives her most flirtatious smile, squeezing her chest between her arms and practically spilling out, causing blood to rush up Bree's face. Aw, thank you, dear. She lets out a soft meep and runs away and turns away, hands between her legs. So, wait, what do so many of them Or, well, I guess that doesn't mean she does. But does she have, you know, an extra leg too? She lets out a... Okay, I read that already. Oh, crap. You know where we're headed? Oh, Cap, you know where we're headed? Yep, I've got a map and everything. Behold. Ooh. You draw a good map. I'm a woman of many talents. Also, I traced a bunch of this from some stuff in my room. What options have you scrapped together? You sound like you have no faith, cutie. We have 2 locations not far from here. Maybe a couple days of travel, mostly safe water. We can go here. Apparently, around here we can fly to some ruins on the clouds. Neat. I hear of a few of those still around. This one hasn't been plundered? Nope. Best guess is that it's drifted over recently. And the Mutiny will actually make it into the sky. Engine can't hop from plane to plane yet, but we can certainly do normal flight. And this is underwater. Totally underwater. Oh no. That is a shame. What do you mean? Lizzie and Lyra can't swim. Not usually a problem, since Elizabeth flies and Ray and Rhea can float, but underwater? Afraid not. So we'd have less crew. Sorry. It's fine, it's fine. We'll be doing both regardless. Just a warning, we need to make a lot of money. No, let's go to Cloud Ruins. This sounds fun. I should have saved first, though. Alright, Cloud Ruins. I totally want to try flying in this baby. We're going to die in the sky. Well, if you think about it, the ship can fall quite softly. We also need to use our engine to go underwater a bit, and, you know, drowning is way scarier. Point taken. Well, she sure came around fast. Alright, let's set sail. Properly, with nothing bursting into flames. Oh my. So, almighty Captain, you're really sure you know what you're doing? It seems a bit a far stretch for one of your prior profession. Dana, that's not nice at all. It's fine, and a fair question, I guess. You see, Miss Cochra... Oh god. Grace leans into the Sphinx girl, using her surname with a sultry roll of the tongue. You assume I was a concierge because I had no choice, or some other such fallacy. I did what I did because I'm very good at it. Gone. So Dana, I'm just going to call her Dana, gulps, taking a step back and looking nervous. I am a smart girl, educated even. I just happen to love a good exhausting lay. And maybe you'll find out if you play your cards right. The poor thing is immediately overwhelmed, and her breath hitches as Grace trails a fingertip down her front. Grace leans in closer to the overwhelmed girl, nearly licking an ear tip. I could beat you at chess and then make up for it with a night that'll make you feel like royalty if you wanted. And if I'd want, as if I'd want that. Most of the crew watch in interest as Dana intricates herself quickly from my situation. She looks like she'd get comfy for a snuggle. Bree rolls her eyes in disbelief, though there's no hiding the glint of excitement in her eye once the ship finally starts moving. I expected a little more ceremony about the whole thing. We just kind of start moving, huh? Yep. Oh well, let's get prepared. I'm rather excited to see my first cloud city. Time passes peacefully for a while, and the ocean treats Grace well, for the most part. What's wrong, Captain? Something concerning you. I think that's probably a good place to end. We've set off on our first voyage. We had our first fuck. Yeah. I think we accomplished a lot. I'm gonna remember to actually edit this video. Hopefully I don't just forget about it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you back on the prowl next time.